Most people think the Cape Coral housing markets had either crashed or it's still really, really red hot. But hey, the truth is it's neither. I've seen some remarkable change over here in the area from price dropping, inventory shifting. But when you look closely at the numbers, especially those closed sales and pending sales, something surprising show up. They almost stay the same for 3 years straight. And stick with me until the end because I will share the biggest mistake I see buyers and sellers making right now. Mistake that are costing people thousands. Hey guys, I'm Manny. Some people know me as the Pool Home Realtor, and this is your August 2025 Cape Coral housing update. Let's break it down so you know exactly what's really happening over here in that area. And hey, as you guys know, let me know what you guys think about the market. Are we crashing? If this is a more buyer's market, or hey, do you think we're still in a seller's market? All right, guys, let's start with the prices. Back in 2022, the typical Cape Coral home was selling roughly for $440,000. Fast forward for today, August 2025, that number is about $358,000. That's almost 80% or $80,000 difference, sorry. Now for buyers, this is good news. Homes simply are a little bit more affordable now, and with interest rate starting to come down, your monthly payment might be lower than you think. For sellers, this means that you can just look back at the peak and expect to get that number today. You got to be smart, price it right, the condition, and I know you got to know your competition too as well, especially against those new construction builders and builders incentives. Hey, question for you: if price drop another $10,000 to $20,000, will you start to push finally to buy, or are you waiting for interest rate to move first? Share your thoughts. So let's talk about inventory. In 2022, we have less than 1,000 homes for sale in Cape Coral. That's why houses were flying off the market. There was barely anything to choose from. But in early 2025, listing exploded to well over 4,200 homes. That gave the buyers way more choice, and it forced sellers to get realistic. Here's their shift though. As August 2025, we were down to just over 3,000 homes, still more than a couple of years ago, but it means buyers are scooping up homes again. For buyers, that wide open window of ton of choice is starting to shrink. For sellers, the competition isn't as heavy as it was just a few months ago. Let me know if you rather shop when there's a lot of inventory, even if it is feel a little bit slower market, or when things are moving quicker but choice are limited. If you're finding great value in this video, hey, as always, for my regular subscriber, hit that thumbs up, share, subscribe if you haven't done, if this is your first time. And nothing, let's keep on going over here with the market report. I know you guys gonna love it. We're gonna go to number 3, and the numbers are getting really interesting. Come on, let's keep on going. Closed sales. Here's where you get really interesting, the numbers. Take a look at closed sales, the number of homes that actually sold. In early 2022, Cape Coral has a huge spike, over 700 closings in a single month. Then 2023 slows way things down. We bottom around 250. But since then, every year the pattern had been almost identical. Peaks and valleys, but hovering right around at the 400 to 600 range. And in August 2025, we had 475 closings, almost the same as last year. So even though prices have dropped and inventory shot up, people are still buying and selling about the same pace. The demand have never disappeared. It just leveled out. Are you surprised by how steady these numbers are? Or does this match what you've been seeing in your own neighborhood? I personally think the markets, we get into a different market that people are usually buying properties, and like the normal people, not the investors, not whoever else. We're still, I think this is more as a normal market instead of a crash. Now, as always, let's talk about the number of homes going on the contract, right? And what do you see over here in this graph? Almost the exact same pattern as closed sales. Big drop in 2023, recovery, and then year after year, remarkable consistency. This is interesting. This August, pending sales jumped 21% compared to last year. That tells us buy activity is picking up again. For buyers, this means you can't sit back forever. Deals are still out there, but demand's still rising. And when pending sales climb, price usually follows. For sellers, it is proof buyers are still in the game. If you've been waiting for a better moment, this might be the one for you. Buyers, are you starting to see more competition when making offers? Hey sellers, are you still noticing more showings lately? Hey, let me know in the comments. I know I have done. I got a couple of properties pending over here in Cape Coral. And I would say roughly in the past 3 weeks that those showings were really, really high. So, let me know if you ever have your house on the market and took it out and, want to take a second chance. Hey, give me a call. We'll gladly help you with that. Let's talk about months of supply. One of the best ways to measure the balance between a buyer's and a seller's market. Back in early 2022, Cape Coral has barely 1 month of supply. That's about an extreme. We never see that before as it gets, right? Homes were selling fast with the multiple offers. Buyer has very little to choose from. That's a pure seller's market. Then in 2023 and 2024, supplies climbed steady, crossing 4 months to 6 months of supply. That's what we call a balanced market. For the first time in years, buyers started to get some leverage back. Now, fast forward to 2025, which is right now. Early this year, supplies peak at around 9 months. That's a clear buyer's market. Really, really bad buyer's market, right? More homes sitting and sellers competing for attention. But here's the important update. As of August 2025, supply have dropped back to 6.7 months. That means demand is picking up again. So what does that mean for you? For buyers, you still have way more to choose from in a couple of years than a couple of years ago. That gives you negotiation power, especially on resale. But keep in mind, supply is tightening and the window for max leverage may be coming to a closing. For sellers, the days of naming your price and getting you 5 offers are completely gone. You got to price competitively, especially with builders offering incentive. But this dip for 9 months to 6 months to 7 months to 8, now to 6 again, is a good sign. Buyers are coming back. So month of supply tell us this. Price hit a low, inventory peak, and now conditions are shifting again. We're in a market that is in transition. And we're gonna just, see how this market plays out if buyers are still coming back. I would think that if they drop a little bit more their interest rate, a lot of more buyers coming in. Just remember, for every half a point they drop, millions of people might come and be able to purchase a property because it's a little bit more affordable for them. And even if it is dropped a 1 full point, forget about it. This is all grab again. Now let me tell you the biggest mistake I see right now, and it's costing people thousands of dollars. For buyers, it's trying to time the market. They see it on the sidelines, waiting for prices to drop lower or rate to fall to perfect numbers. But listen, you can time the market. And I can tell you this from my personal experience. I've been buying and selling real estate for years, and I have never been able to time it perfectly. Of course, I missed some great opportunities, and I grabbed some great ones too. But at the end of the day, what I want you to do is buy a property, buy a home that you could call home. That's the best thing. Don't listen to people if they say, hey, buy a property for investment, because if not, it's nothing better to have your own home and call it home. Not a rental that somebody, maybe at the end of your lease, they call back and say, hey, I'm going to raise the rent. Hey, I need to, you need to move because I need to sell. Or say, hey, you cannot paint this wall this color. So there's nothing better to call a home a home. Biggest mistake that sellers are doing right now is overpricing. Too many homeowners are still chasing 2022 numbers. And when they lease too high, the home just sit in the market. The longer it sits, the more buyers wonder what's wrong with it. And you guys heard that before. And even if the seller dropped the price, usually lower than it had just priced it just right up the start. And here what most sellers forget: every month your home sit unsold, you're still paying for mortgage payment, property taxes, insurance, and if you live in a gated community, HOA dues. All of that add up fast, and I've seen sellers lose thousands and thousands of dollars this way. So whatever you're buying or selling, don't fall for those traps. Act strategically now, and you save yourself a lot of money. And for those sellers that are thinking about pricing the home higher because they cannot sell, they need to sell, there's some other options. We got short sale. I got a couple of them going into that I put on the market already too as well. Help them, sell them 3 years, then you could be able to purchase another property. So, hey, question for all you guys. What's the biggest thing holding you back now to buy a house? Seller, what is your biggest fear about listing? Drop in the comments below. I would love to hear, and I would love to help you. Hey guys, this is Manny, your pool home realtor. Hey, and don't forget to check this other video that I had over here. Hey, you guys could call me anytime. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.